And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Dal and Mal, episode number 5, I believe.
Welcome, one and all. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
RL got in the way.
It did, silly RL. But we're back, and that's right, it's not a repeat, so turn up the volume and start rocking to the beat. So, yeah, today we're going to be discussing... Ooh, somebody's scanning me. Today we're going to be discussing, obviously, the upcoming stuff and things that's going to be happening in 2.2.
Ooh,
and those things are passenger missions, NPC crew for ships and ship launch fighters, new station interiors, which include the new refinery, agricultural, high-tech and tourism, capital ship docking and the CQC assets that are supposed to be coming into the game, ship transport, very controversial subject, the new ships, the Beluga and the Taipan, and then dynamic 3D printing for ships that are launched as fighters. Quite sure how I feel about that. Anyway, we will be discussing all these things whilst partaking in a smidgy bit of combat in this high-risk combat resource extraction site zone type thing.
That indeed, sir.
Indeed. Whilst protecting all these delicate little miners about going about their daily business.
You are both delicate and mining. It's pretty here too. It's a little dusty.
It is.
Really, but pretty.
Okay.
I volunteered my services as spotter just now, but I've deferred the task to you, sir. You seem to attract them like flies to... No, that's a poor metaphor because I would never compare you to such a thing. Anyway. Ooh, a purple one. I'll kill the purple one, shall I? That means you fired at him, doesn't it?
Yep.
Splendid. So, yes, there you are in your indestructible anaconda.
It is pretty indestructible. It has rather good shields.
So, subject number 1, what was that?
Subject number 1 was the passenger missions. Yes, excited about that. And obviously with the passenger missions, there'll be a brand spanking new ship, the Beluga liner, which although it doesn't look much like the concept art... Oh, hello, sir.
Hi there.
Obviously, had to get that out. I had to get that out of the way. Yes, although it doesn't look anything like the concept art that was shown on the wiki and other images that we saw, I actually think it looks pretty damn cool. It looks like it was sponsored by Airbus.
Yes, yeah, that's the first thing I thought was... I thought Boeing for some reason, but that's just because I don't know much about airliners, so I just picked the only name I could think of. And Boeing makes me laugh because it looks like boing,
boing,
which is what a plane does if it fails, really.
Yes, or splat.
Yes.
Yeah, you'd be very suspicious of an airline manufacturer that, yes, Splat Airlines, what? We make the Splat 2000. Awesome.
And now, obviously there's been some complaints immediately that it's just transporting another commodity.
Yes.
And it is. It's a commodity you've got to keep alive, and it's a commodity that is going to apparently have...
interaction. If you don't get them there on time, they leave your ship at the next available opportunity and stuff like that, which cargo doesn't do. Cargo doesn't do that, no.
And apparently there's a chance you might be able to sell them as slaves, according to the raised eyebrows and say no more responses that they had during Gamescon.
Goodness
so we'll
me.
see.
Well, I guess we shall see.
I mean, you look at it like that, for the people who are saying, oh, look, it's just another front end for the same thing. Yes, this entire game that you play and look at is a front end for some mathematics in the background. Get over it. Everything is a fancy GUI to make something look like something else, but it all ultimately comes down to a bunch of mathematics. So if you want to pick it apart and ruin it and make it seem crap for yourself, go ahead and do it, but that's just someone choosing to be miserable, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go, I've got the Malcolm Washburn controversy done.
Well, actually, I don't know any other way that they could really do the passenger missions. I mean, I think they're going to be good. There could be potential offshoots and stuff.
Absolutely.
like a new mission to go to. Please take us here instead of there. One of the demonstrations they gave was a VIP passenger that decided he wanted to go to combat zone. Like,
oh yeah,
none of my passengers won't be doing that. No, we're not going to the damn combat zone. Not in an airliner.
No. Boeing 747 flying over Afghanistan because he just wanted to take a quick look to see what was going on.
Exactly. Yes. No. I think it's great that kind of thing will be available to do, but not while I'm flying.
By the way, I wish you could see what I could see.
What can you see?
There is a wing of eagles flying as if escorting me, and it looks absolutely stunning the way that they're posturing around me. It just looks amazing.
I can see.
That's the most populated I've seen with NPC ships around me for a long time. It's like swimming in a shoal of fish or school of fish. What is it?
Either is acceptable, I believe.
Good. It's like that, what I just alluded to. So, I'm looking forward to passengers. I think I may or may not grab an orca. I certainly don't have the financial clout that you have in order to get myself a beluga, for example, but I'll work my way up there, I suppose. But I might have a go in an orca for a while and see what it's like, because obviously you're limited to the cabins you can get in your standard ship.
Yep.
In my Fer de Lance, for example, I would only get standard and probably upper class cabins, whereas in the Beluga and Orca you can get the deluxe and luxury cabins, which is where your VIPs come in.
Yes, the different passenger classes. Obviously the VIP cabin's only available to the Beluga and the Orca. I have a sneaking suspicion as well that maybe they're going to throw the Dolphin in there as well. We didn't hear anything about that from Gamescom, but perhaps they're keeping something back for the actual beta.
Someone asked them, and Sandy did say it's part of the concept art, it's part of the work in progress. It was in an internal build, but there are many more things to build onto it, so who knows? Could that be a smoke screen that he's put up? But generally speaking, Sandro no Samarco, usually when he says no, it's not
usually
happening.
Yeah, it's not happening. It ain't happening. Yes, indeedly doodly. Okay, so yeah, I think the consensus is that we're looking forward to passenger missions. I am looking forward to
You're going to be
missions.
famous as a result of these passenger missions, because some of those will be tourism missions, and they're going to go to Apamnapat, your nominated system, which means that your name is basically going to be immortalized in this game, quite rightly so as well.
It is a rather tasty
you're going to get quite a flavor text by the sound of it.
I hope so. Yeah, I do hope they use Apamnapat, or Apamnapat, however you want to pronounce it. Yes.
Can I go on electronic record here, sir?
Yes, absolutely.
And make a request for your flavor text that in some way you manage to, even as cheeky as possible, incorporate me into the flavor text.
Damn right I will, sir. You're on, sir. You are
Thank you,
on.
sir.
Yes.
Are you hearing any breakup of sounds at the moment? Because I did earlier when I was on my own, but I'm not having it at the moment.
No, not at the moment. I'm getting it less and less. It seems to happen when you've been in a resource extraction site or a combat zone for a little while, and the number of combat bonds or bounties that you accumulate, the clipping of the noise of the sound, etc., and the frame rate drops seems to happen when you've been in here for a while. I don't seem to be getting it at the moment anyway, which is good.
Deeply interesting. I was watching my memory usage, or watching Elite Dangerous's memory usage, and it went up to 2.79 gigabytes of RAM.
That's not really much.
It's not compared to the 16 I have. It's just, you think about the people running at the minimum spec, for example, it's a good proportion of resources being used, and some people have suggested it might be a memory leak.
Yeah, could be. Well, I hope they get that sorted. Okay, so passenger missions, groovy, fabulous.
I think it's going to be fun. It's another bit of variety, and certainly if you're using your imagination in the game as well, it's another thing to imagine that you've got passengers on board. And I'm certain actually, that once first-person walkie-aroundy stuff shows up, you'll be able to go and interact with them in some way.
That I am looking forward to. Okay, so moving swiftly on, and I believe we called this in one of our previous episodes, sir.
Certainly did.
NPC crew for the ship-launched fighters.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm just interested in that generally. I think it sounds cool.
Yeah, so you'll be able to go to a lounge where you can hire NPC crew. Yeah, the crew lounge.
And you have three of them possibly available at once.
Yeah.
There was an adder scanning you.
There was an adder.
Yeah, so you have a crew lounge where you have 3 people that are basically on shore leave, and you pick one to fly your ship-launched fighter. And now I seem to remember saying that what we sort of mutually discussed what we'd like to see is the ability for that NPC to climb in the ranks. And goodness gracious me, if you keep this NPC alive for a period of time and he gets involved in sorties and stuff like that, he's going to climb in rank.
Which is great.
So, we are soothsayers. I wonder what's going to happen next, according to us.
Well,
we'll get to that later.
Perhaps there's no actual release date of beta yet, because Frontier developers are anxiously awaiting the next episode of Dal and Mao.
Oh, that's what it is.
So they can plan what they're going to do next. You see, I'm suspicious that that's what's going to happen.
Guys and gills, to quote Obsidian Ant, I am really sorry. It's our fault, actually, that the release date is a little distant, because obviously Frontier have been waiting for us to come up with another awesome episode and come up with some concepts.
So they can figure out what they're going to do. Yeah, that's it. That's what it is, mate. Yeah, sorry.
We throw ourselves upon our swords.
We do apologise. So, but yeah, no, NPC crew, I am so glad that they're going to do that. You can actually...
Yeah, you can give them orders.
Yeah, give them orders.
Tell them, be nasty, be slightly less nasty.
Fly
Stay
defensive.
Close to me.
I don't know the fly defensive and fire at my target thing's going to make any difference to you, sir. It will be one setting and one setting only.
Yeah, I'm thinking they'll probably modify it for me.
Kill everything setting.
Yeah. Now, attack my target. Is that genuinely a thing? Did you actually see that? Because that's important.
I believe so. That you'll be able to focus fire and say, focus fire on my target, or you can say fly defensively, follow me, wait here, whatever. I think the amount of commands that you'll be able to give to the NPC as he's out there doing his stuff is quite good. Hello, sir.
Hello.
The hot swapping between the fighter and the mothership, that'll be quite interesting. The way that they're going to do that. Oh, hello. Let's see. Bundy. Who's Bundy and where is he? Bundy is in a Viper over here and he's scanning me. What do you have? I'll tell you what I've got. I've got a bunch of weaponry that you wish you'd never come across.
Oh my god, me too. And I'm showing mine off at the same time as you are. That's incredible. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward. I really want to try out these ship-launched fighters. They do look like an awful lot of fun.
Hello, sir. I had to be you. Yeah, the new Taipan
blast cannons. Oh, the Taipan fighter, yeah.
It does look pretty good. No, I think it looks glorious. It's a wonderful looking thing.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be the tankiest, kind of the toughest ship. Is it the P-59 or whatever the Imperial fighter is called? I can't remember what its actual designation is, but the F-63 Condor is supposed to be the quickest and then and the fastest. The Imperial fighter is the most nimble, the most agile, and the most ostentatious, obviously, with it being an Imperial entanglement. So do it. Go on, do it, sir. Do it.
Okay.
Ready?
Imperial entanglements.
Yes.
Imperial entanglements.
Back to normal service has been resumed. So yeah, the Taipan is going to be the toughest. So I guess it will be a balance of speed and maneuverability, but quite tanky. But it does look pretty good. It looks awesome. So I'm looking forward to getting my grubby little mitts on one of those and giving it a throw around and seeing what it can do. But it looks cool.
Well, I came into Gamescon it was day 1 or 2. It was one of the days. Whichever day it was, I came into it quite late, and I just saw a picture of the Taipan, and I thought it was just another standard fighter, not ship launch, just standard size fighter. I thought, well, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
I want one of those. And then when I see it's a ship launch fighter, awesome. I can easily get one of those then and just chuck it inside the ship. Obviously not the Ferdinand's, but a bigger one. Still, I'm tempted to grab a Federal gunship, assault ship, dropship. It's a dropship, Federal dropship. That's with the one that's within my means. Just to test out.
I believe it's the gunship, sir. Not the dropship. I think the gunship.
You may be utterly destroying my dreams here. Okay, that's fine. I'm not worried. What about the Python?
The Python does not, or as far as what we know so far, I believe that the Python will not have ship launch fighters. The Diamondback will, and the Anaconda, the Cutter.
And when you say Diamondback, you mean keelback, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. Did I say Diamondback? I did
no,
not
you didn't.
mean that.
No, you didn't. I heard it wrong. It's entirely my fault.
Keelback. Oh, or whatever. But yeah, the Keelback will have a ship launch fighter and a Type 9 as well. Now, I think, really, I mean, I would have done this a slightly different way. I would have had the Keelback with no ship launch fighter, and I would have put a ship launch fighter on a Type 7.
Scan detected.
Yeah.
Margaret Black. Where are you, Margaret Black? Oh, you're in an adder. Okay. Why, Nacy, why would an adder come up to the front? But it's okay. I'm just a simple mining anaconda.
That's right. That's right. You are well camouflaged.
Yes, I am very well camouflaged.
Wow, she didn't give up.
No, but I would have put the
I love that there's someone here with a
fighter.
fog, by the way.
Is there really?
Yeah. You targeted him just now. I wonder which day of his around the world trip he's on. So yeah, you would have done the Type 7 instead of the Keelback.
Yeah, I would.
I tend to agree, definitely, because
I mean, it's bigger for a start, so
the Keelback can actually fight back. It might not be that maneuverable, but the Type 7 is a slug, and it's bigger. I can only imagine it must be hull shape that is holding back the Type 7. Well, then what stops the Type 6 from having?
We're going to just we're going to pause here just for a moment, Sam. Hang on, just a second, sir. Pause mode engaged. Hang on. And we're back with the action. And here we go. And yeah, so ship launch fighters, Taipan looks pretty good. And
it does.
For the view, here's a nice image of the Taipan. And here's a nice image of the Beluga. And a rather good, tasty picture of the. What's the other new? No, that's it. Just really those two new ships. What else do we have? What else do we have, sir? Interesting and fabulous things that are coming in 2.2.
Well, what did you have on your list of doom?
Hello, sir. On my list of doom. Oh yeah, the Cap Ships dock. And,
yes.
The CQC assets.
Environment.
I think they'll be a good addition. And quite frankly, I'm amazed they didn't throw them in there before.
Yeah.
The assets are already there. Just put them in the game.
Yeah, indeed. And I mean, people are already complaining. It's shocking how quickly people, bless you, sir, can complain about absolutely everything. But you know, let's try and push past that. Yeah, the CQC and the capital shipyards are also not interactable.
No.
Like these asteroids we're flying amongst. But like these asteroids we're flying amongst, they are quite pretty. And something interesting to get involved with and fly around as obstacles. Also, I seem to remember we wished for in episode. Sorry, I'm mispronouncing it. In episode 4 or 3, we talked about things we'd like to see. One of them was freelancer style capital ship docking areas / places where they're being constructed and stuff. Funny thing that I noticed in Gamescom was that there are going to be some capital ship dockyards. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that?
Exactly.
Stripped straight out of our playbook, sir. I'm starting to think we should send an invoice.
Yeah, I'll get on that. I'll send them an invoice and say any other additional content you want us to come up with for you. We'll be happy to. Just give us a name in the credits. Yeah, the only thing that I guess is an unknown at this point is where those capital ship docks are going to be. Are they going to be outside stations, or just are they going to be their own instances? Like they'll be orbiting the space station, orbiting a planet or a moon or whatever, and you'll be able to drop into an instance with it like a space station, but then you won't be able to interact with it. I think it'd be better if they actually put them with the space station. But then that may be too many assets in the game to load in or something. I don't know. But that's an exciting new addition, as well as the CQC stuff as well, because some of that's very pretty. I just hope they put them in or near asteroid rings. Yeah.
It'd be very interesting to fly out the door and just say, right, I'll pop over to the cap ship area, which will be outside of the fire.
Station. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Whatever they do, it's going to be fun, because it will just be if you will, a magnet point for instancing.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll meet you over at the Federal Shipyard 2A, or whatever designation they give to them, I don't know. Bye-bye, Imperial Courier. That was easy.
Blimey.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to them. The CQC bases looked very impressive to me when I did dip into CQC a couple of times. It's not really for me, but I can see the value of it, Get your... hang on a minute.
My line of fire has been obscured by a rather fabulous looking...
Really? Is it an incredibly handsome Verdelant?
It is.
Obscured your line of fire? I'm firing in your stead, sir. Let's say you're firing by proxy.
Goodness me.
What was I saying? I can't remember.
A focal point, CQC assets.
Focal point for CQC, yes. Getting your gun off is important to a lot of people, and occasionally to me, but I prefer doing it in game. Some people prefer doing it in CQC. And not that I'm much of a Billy Connollier on conversations, but there's a CQC ranking showing in my right panel. I'm not going to kick up a fuss about it, because what I'm looking at now is ships that I'm shooting at and stuff that's going on around me. I could not give two hoots what's showing on my right panel. Let me just look at my right panel. Oh, I can see that my combat rank is competent. Yeah, right. Trade rank is entrepreneur. Explorer rank is surveyor. 3 things I need to see. 1 thing I don't care about. And is it offending me? No. So, some people choose to take offense at that and make a lot of noise about it, but to be honest, I'd rather they focus some development time on other things than removing a silly rank that no one necessarily cares about, or do care about. Whatever, anyway, moving on. What's the next subject?
Well, next subject we've got is the dynamic route plotter, a nice addition to the galaxy map. I think that's rather a welcome, very, very much welcome addition. They've, by the looks of it, they've coded it very well, so you can filter all kinds of things in or out of the galaxy map, and you can decide to plot a route to a specific place, avoiding a certain star type or a certain economy or a certain security level. I think that's going to be great. Awesome, big plus. Well done, FDev.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Yep. I've
Fabulous
nothing to add. It's just great.
No, me neither. So yes, fabulous and groovy. Dynamic route
New
plot.
star types. New star animated thing. Oh my god, how did we forget about that? Neutron stars, and what was the other thing?
I believe the bearded one mentioned something about that they were completely redoing some of the nebula. The Pleiades Nebula, is going to be completely overhauled, and I think it's going to be blue now, as was hinted in the David Braben interviews for Gamescom. The nebula in question was believed to be the Pleiades, but then Mr. Brooks suggested on the forums that they were getting an overhaul. And,
excellent.
So that's good. But
or something else?
The neutron stars and white dwarfs are getting a massive overhaul, and so they'll be dangerous, and you'll be able to supercharge your frameshift drive by flying through certain parts of the star's corona.
I'm very interested to see how that's going to work.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how they're going to put neutron stars in, because neutron stars at the moment, neutron stars are small. They really are small. They're not very freaking big, and so all you see in the game is just a tiny little white dot, and it doesn't really lend anything to the power or the majesty of an actual neutron star. So I'm glad they've addressed that, and they're going to be giving them some huge coronas and stuff. I wonder if they'll have the different variants of neutron star in there. For example, a magnetar or a pulsar.
He did mention pulsars with his spinning pole thing.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to it. I assume there'll be something of a trek involved. Maybe a trek through the stars, a Star Trek,
Perhaps
if you will.
a Star Trek, yeah. Well, I'll certainly be going and having a look at the new neutron star and white dwarf graphics.
It'll make me explore, so I propose an expedition.
Wow, an expedition. Normally our expeditions involve shooting stuff.
They do. I'm willing to shoot scanners instead, if perhaps one of our following episodes could be filmed during an expedition.
Well, I'll be happy to do that, sir. I'll be happy to do that. Because this game is rather beautiful. It does look rather
Yes, it is.
good.
Undeniably so. It's, I mean, I've spoken to you before saying that exploration is not my bag. I prefer shooting things and blowing things up, and the occasional trading run. But exploration doesn't excite me very much. However,
Well, I've got a lot
it
more.
is
in
undeniably
combat
a stunning game.
now that the NPCs are a little tougher. Although having said that, it's this particular ship that I'm flying right now does have some rather beefy shields, and I have efficient pulse lasers, grade 4 or 5, I can't remember. Grade 3 perhaps, I don't know. Pulse lasers that lower the lower heat signature, etc., and they do slightly more damage as well, and they seem to track better too. Plus the 2 medium multi-cannons, the large and the huge multi-cannon, are all grade 5. Yeah, you can test out these shields, sir.
I have all guns blazing on you right now. Just occasional pauses for reloads. I am not releasing my finger from the trigger here, and I will have killed most other ships by now, and a standard Anaconda, I would have stripped its shields by now.
Yep, absolutely.
Yours aren't even... Oh, they're finally changing. They're finally changing.
Finally going down a bit. You're going to run out of ammunition, sir.
I'm overheating. My temperature's gone up to 90% firing at you.
Well, yes, they're very good shields, and the incredibly good weapons.
Have I taken you down a ring yet?
Yeah, you got me off a ring. Well done.
Good God, that took a very long time. What's happened to your temperature? Because some of them are hot rounds I'm firing at you as well.
Nothing, I'm still 37.
My God.
But yeah, this Anaconda has been beefed up somewhat, beefed up a rather large amount. I've upgraded the thrusters, clean drive, grade 5, so it'll boost to 325 with a lower heat signature, which is great. And the multi-cannons are all upgraded, and the lasers are upgraded, the shields are upgraded, the shield boosters are upgraded, the power distributor is upgraded, and the power plant is upgraded. I've got 45 megawatts of power. I've got more power than I know what to do with. It's ridiculous.
I'm seeing lots of lasers here.
Yes, I'm heading in that direction, sir.
I'm quite proud of getting 19 light years out of my Fer-de-Lance, though. I was quite dismayed to switch from the Python and lose. And the Python's not exactly a long-range jumper.
No.
And having to lose range to go to a Fer-de-Lance, which is definitely my favourite combat ship now.
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, but then I went to old Farseer and got 19 light years out of the frameshift drive, which ain't too bad.
That's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good.
Who's this person here? So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the new stars. I will go with you, sir. I need to see them firsthand. What's next?
Well, the last subject is the most controversial, and it's the ship transfer, sir. The instantaneous ship transfer.
Which actually covers module storage, because I think module storage you'll be able to instantly transfer them to wherever you are. Now, I can completely appreciate what people are saying, that it will change the balance of the game. You know, people will be able to bring their best ship to wherever they are instantaneously. So the thing is, the people complaining will also be able to bring their best ship to wherever they are.
Well, exactly. It's not like they're only going to give it to certain people.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, it's not like only a select few are going to get this. Everybody's going to have the same ability. Now, as a purely, and I hate to say this because I really do, but I'm going to say it anyway. From a purely immersive perspective, it's instantaneous ship transfer. I perhaps, if it were up to me, done it slightly differently and said, yes, we can transfer your ship. It's going to take maybe 10-15 minutes, at least a token amount of time, rather than just bing by magic and then all of a sudden, wallop, your ship
1 minute
is
per
there.
jump.
Yeah.
1 minute per jump is fine. I'll tell you why, because that's half the time it would have taken if you'd gone and got back your ship. Plus, the other bonus is you didn't lose the ship that you went back to get it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, instantaneous ship transfer, I would not have done it that way. I understand what Sandy said. He said we don't want to make it a hindrance. We want people to actually get on, and it's a quality of life thing. But at the same time, it wouldn't have been too much for people to bear if you could transfer your ship, but it would take maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes even. I'm sure everybody would have been alright with that.
Do a mission, whatever.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to wait for somebody to deliver your ship.
Yep.
So I perhaps would have done it slightly differently. I wouldn't have done it that way. Not instantaneously, anyway. And that brings us on to the module transfers as well, module storage.
Are we for it or against it though overall?
Module storage.
I
okay.
like the thought of bringing. Oh, sorry, no, I mean ship transfer. I like the thought of bringing my ship to me. Now,
I do.
One thing I wanted to cover here was people are saying that now tech levels at shipyards and stuff like that and outfitting, and I already have my counterpoint for this. They won't matter anymore. However, I think they actually still will, because you can bring your top-rated Fer-de-Lance / Cobra / whatever that you say had docked at Jameson Memorial, and you go out to the middle of nowhere like Obsidian Orbital I don't think has a shipyard, so that's a poor example, but a very far out place that has a shipyard, far out, and so yeah, you say that it ruins tech levels. Okay, so let's say you want to change one of the weapons on your Fer-de-Lance that you moved all the way out from Shinra to Desra. Oh, sorry, the shipyard or the outfitters that you're trying to do it with don't actually have the thing you're looking for. So how has it ruined the tech level?
Yeah.
You can't actually do changes to your ship. Yeah, sure, you can bring it in its current configuration, and if you've optimized everything, great. But if you then want to make a quick change for something, mining or whatever, you can't, because the thing ain't available. So you're still going to have to look around a little bit. And yes, jump ranges and stuff like that, everyone's going to jump into their ASP Explorer that's as light as anything and stuff like that, and fly out to just outside a combat zone or just outside a community goal and so on and so forth, and bring their entire fleet with them. Okay, kill the ASP before it gets there. Yeah. Then the fleet ain't going to turn up, is it? Because if someone has max ranged an ASP Explorer, it's not exactly going to be a difficult target.
It's going to be a combat ship, yeah.
And it's going to be pretty damn obvious. Commander in an ASP Explorer, well, he's off somewhere. You become the biggest target in the world suddenly.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Maybe they may change it before it actually gets implemented into the beta, which I'm not sure when the beta's going to be. I'm imagining the beta will be in about 4 weeks' time.
Well, yes, and also I would add this. I know there are some people who've disagreed with this idea, this crazy idea, but use the beta and prove the point.
Yeah.
If it's going to ruin the balance of the game, show that it ruins the balance of the game during the beta. They can't ignore that. And if they do ignore it, you know that they've chosen to ignore it.
Blowing up a Cobra here, sir.
Likewise, Neil chapped, yeah?
Oh yeah, he's dead.
Oh yeah, he's about half past dead now. So, yeah. Module storage, similar thing. This is great, actually, because it means that I can go modify something in one ship and then transfer it to another.
Yeah, providing the ship has the same, for example, if it's an FSD or something.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, fine. I don't really have a problem with that. The only thing it's not really much of an issue. It's just a bit of a frown as to why would you decide to do that. It's the instantaneous ship transfer, and then the last, obviously controversial thing is going to be the 3D printing of your fighters. What?
Yeah.
What? Now, they don't do that with the SRVs. Why do it with the ships? Just buy another bloody ship. I don't imagine it'd be expensive.
Yeah,
An SRV's $5,000.
It certainly raises some interesting questions. Well, it's so you can do it in the field. But again, why can't you therefore replenish your SRV in the field?
Yeah.
They did say it's because the SRV is more specialist or something like that, and it's like, really?
Sandy said Sandy in one of the interviews said he wanted it to be that we could use them almost as a disposable thing and actually use them rather than worrying about losing them and stuff like that. But I don't think that would have been the case. I mean, I don't worry about losing an SRV because it's only $5,000. It's not a big deal. Even if I'm out on a long-range exploring mission, which I haven't done for a while, but the other Anaconda has 2 SRV slots. So if I lose the first one, I'll just be darn sight more careful with the second one. But if I lose it, I'm sorry, but them's the breaks. You were either careless, or if it was a bug, fine, I'd report the bug. But if you just happened to be careless and lost both SRVs through whatever reason, or even not even through carelessness, but you've lost both SRVs and that's it. I'm sorry, you've got to go back and get another one. We don't just magically print one off. So where do you draw the line? My canopy's gone. Let's just quickly print another one and we'll be peachy creamy.
Yes, you're effectively turning these ship launch fighters into tea, Earl Grey, hot.
Yeah, exactly. We've got bloody replicators now, and I'm sorry, but I'm against this one. Yeah, I totally get the let's encourage people to use them. Yeah, damn right. We'll all use them, I'm fairly sure, but don't make them trivial. No. I mean, there's disposable and there's trivial. Disposable, I think, is yes, they're in the same kind of price bracket. I mean, what's a Sidewinder? It's $32,000, right? And an SRV's $5,000. So make the fighters in the $15,000, 15, maybe even 20 for a Taipan or something, if it's almost as good as a Sidewinder. I'm pretty sure most people would not object to that instead of magically just printing one off. I mean, what ammunition do we need for that as well? Do we have to? Is it nickel, iron, sulfur, and a bit of cadmium to build an SRV? If you imagine the materials that would be required to actually build one for real, you'd be scouring around on planets forever looking for the materials to print them. So no, I'm against that one. Let's just bloody buy the ships. Fighter bay that'll hold 2 fighters or 1 fighter, whatever, fine.
Yep.
But I am imagining most people, you see, they've got it cock-ass about face. The SRVs should have been printable. Well, no, I disagree with that as well, but it would have made more sense to print the SRVs because you could print one while you're out and hundreds of thousands of light years away from inhabited space where you could buy one.
Your thrusters are lighting up my cockpit, so it's a delightful experience.
Splendid, then.
Could not agree with you more if you were even more agreeable, which is impossible.
Yeah. So if you're going to make one of the 2 printed, make the SRV printable.
I don't agree with the printing of anything.
No,
frankly.
I don't agree with the printing of anything, but it just seems that they've got them the wrong way round.
Yeah.
Most people are going to be using the fighters in the bubble to fight off other ships. It doesn't really happen very much when you're out a couple of 100,000 light years away from inhabited space.
You're not going to be. Moment.
Well, maybe not at the moment. Not at the moment. Soon. TM. Hint. Hint. Wink. Wink.
Mm-hmm.
But no, just I don't care if I lose a ship. If it's only $15,000, I'll buy another one.
Well, indeed, and it hopefully did its job and saved you $15,000 minimum of trade profit, because I imagine that's what it's for.
Exactly.
With your Anaconda, sir, you get on the wrong side of that thing, you're dead anyway. But you chuck out a fighter, that's going to be an incredibly maneuverable Ujimi flip flying around, distracting them further.
Yeah. I'm disappointed.
No, I think it should be
3D
you either have a big bay with capacity for 2 ships to be launched, one at a time, because you know you've only got 1 pilot,
Yeah, because you can only launch
unless
one
you've got more.
SRV at a time, so
Well,
even
indeed.
if you can carry 2.
And yeah, and if you've only got one, you've only got one. If you've got 2, you've got 2. Great, you've got a backup. But you know, you balance the risk. You know, you make your decision as you fly out. You say, right, I've got 1 ship launch fighter. If I lose that, I'm gonna quit the trade run. I'm gonna head to the nearest base and replenish it.
I
or
need to
I'm
get another one. You can't just. Well, you can magically print ammunition.
Commander.
Yes, sir.
Something's just come in. Something I've never seen before.
What's that, sir?
Civil War combat contract.
Ooh.
Malcolm Washburn, we need some clandestine support in this civil war, and we hope that you are the right pilot for the job. What do you say? A reward of 91,623 credits if I kill 4 authority ships in Kabijao.
Well, this may be a good point at which to leave this current episode before we run into War and Peace epic lengths. Imperial entanglements there. So yeah, just a quick recap then. Yeah, we've just what did we discuss? We discussed passions and missions, NPC crew, which we called in a previous episode, and we'll be able to grow our crew and nurture them and help them grow in combat rank, which is great. We called it. You're welcome, FDev. Camp, ship, docks, and CQC assets, which I think were generally for the Beluga. I think looked awesome. Definitely going to be getting one of them. Really, really like the look of that. Very good. Welcome addition to the game. Well done, whoever designed that. Not to everybody's taste, but I quite like it.
Me
and
too.
The ship transfers, which generally I think I'm against. The instantaneous magic, poof, and your ship has been magically reappeared somewhere else. And what was the last thing we were talking about? Oh yes, the 3D printing of ships, which I am definitely against.
Yeah. I like the transfer of ships. I think it's good. Transfer of modules is good. The fact that it's instant is wrong.
Yeah.
I won't complain about it further than that, other than to say it's wrong. It's not realistic.
And
yes,
I'll just
okay,
sit there
we're flying in
miffed.
spaceships. Of course it's not realistic.
I'm not going to
But-
take to the forums and start writing all kinds of kind of
No,
threads.
indeed.
But
I'm mindful of when Wash said to Zoe, I don't know, it sounds a little bit science fiction, and she retorts, you live on a spaceship, dear. You know?
Yes.
So, yeah. I don't like that it'll be instant. If they introduce a delay, like reasonably how long it would take for the ship to fly there with a hired pilot, I'm well up for that. I think that's brilliant. And I won't complain about it, and I will actually welcome it. But at the same time, am I going to avoid using the facility? No, of course I'm going to use it. I'm going to use the shit out of it, and as well as the outfitting. So I'm not going to be a humbug either and just go, no, I'm going to inconvenience myself, cut my nose off to spite my face. I'm not interested. The facility's there, of course I'm going to use it.
Yeah, I'll just quietly whinge about it, be terribly British about the entire thing, and go, well, that's just terribly not good.
Absolutely right, Tio.
Yeah.
Very hot.
Lovely, Chappy. Alright then, so, well, it's been a fabulous episode, and I'm going to cut the recording right now, and then I'll get this uploaded in the next few days.
Splendid.
Indeed, so both ships dead. Fabulous. Well done.
Oh, well done.
Target destroyed.
Excellent.
2 of my 5 guns are out of ammo now.
Really?